Hey, this is James Pelton, and I have another video I want to give you about Biofi and one of the partnerships that they have in place. You guys know that in the bear market, I've been on a mission to find utility and to find things that are actually doing things that are going to change the world. And I do believe that Biofi is one of those. And so I'm going to just keep pushing out videos as they do new cool things. They introduce new partnerships. I'm going to keep putting out videos until everyone gets the idea that they are changing a lot of lives, and there's going to be a lot of revenue that comes along with that. I do need, if you like this content, please hit the like button. Again, looking for 1,000 likes to know that, hey, this is good content. This is the type of content that you want to see. Also, leave a comment. Let's do hashtag utility or hashtag revenue streams. That's what we're really looking for in the crypto space right now. So this is an AMA, but what I've decided to start doing with my AMAs is I'm going to do a TLDR at the beginning. And I'm going to put chapters so you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can just watch my TLDR here at the beginning. If you want to watch the full AMA, it's going to be there for you. But basically, for those of you who don't know, Biofi is a biometrics token. So they're taking biometric data like your face. I was going to say face print, but that's not quite right. But your facial recognition and your voice and your thumbprint and things like that, putting it on the blockchain, and then there's different ways that companies can use it. And so far, where the most use cases have come from has been this Saytec technology. And I really do believe one of the most annoying things in all of computers and all technology is security, right? You need it to keep bad actors out, but it makes life a lot more complicated. And up to this point, every time we make things more secure, we add a layer that makes it less convenient to use. So now you have to type in a password. Well, that's less convenient to get in. Now you have to type in a complicated password with extra special characters. That makes it less convenient to get in. You have to type in your password twice. You have to repeat it. Less convenient to get in. Two-factor authentication, less convenient to get in. And Saytec is really the first time I've seen technology in a long time that makes it more secure. So it's more secure. Nobody can steal your face, despite, what we see on Mission Impossible and things like that. But they steal your face, steal your thumbprint, steal your voice. So it's more secure, but it's more convenient also. You don't have to type in passwords. And one of my dreams, what I hope Finnovant and Biofi is able to accomplish, is that we never have to type in a password again. That's, again, what I'm after, what I think would be just awesome. So again, this Saytec technology, you can use it to just bypass logging in with a password altogether. You could integrate it with your password for like a forgot password feature. You can add it as extra security, like making payments, and then these money transfers. And Saytec seems to be where they've had the most traction when it comes to partnerships. And I absolutely love partnerships because basically someone else is doing all the work, and then you kind of just jump on, and their success you get to take part in. So I love partnerships. We've seen a lot of partnerships already come into place. The one that we're going to talk about today is Finnovant has partnered their Saytec technology with a company called Providence Software Solutions. So this is a company that they're in South Africa, but they're in India and some of the Middle East as well. They're planning on using the Saytec technology with, they have an LMS, which is a learning management system that they're working on with the South African government, and they're planning to use Saytec as part of that. So that's pretty big. But if you look at their partnerships here, there's one that I want to look for. Where is it at? There it is, MTN. Okay, and MTN might not mean anything to us here in the States. You might not have ever heard of them. But essentially, they're the largest cell phone provider in Africa. So if you look it up, MTN has 277 million subscribers, okay? And Providence is one of their partners. So that's a really big deal. If Providence is fully bought into this Saytec technology, which from the AMA, which you can hear, it sounds like they are, and they're the ones that they're pumping out the software for, like MTN and some of these other companies, then that could be big. This is the potential market that there is from this partnership. Okay. And I tried to dig in a little bit with the Finnovant team, but what they're planning to do is as revenue comes in, and we don't know how much revenue this is going to bring in total. Again, it's hard to know those type of numbers. But as revenue comes in, they're going to take a portion of all that revenue and they're going to buy Biofi off the market, okay, off the open market. So that will support the price of Biofi. So I'm really excited about this. And I think Finnovant's, their mission is they just want to change people's lives, make people's lives better, and then the revenue will follow. So that's what they're doing with this MTN Mobile. You know, it'd be really hard for Verizon or AT&T to start shipping all their phones with this new technology in it. So, you know, it's sometimes it's hard to get into markets that are already set. But in Africa, you have this emerging market. And so Finnovant has done just a great job. This is I think the third or fourth partnership with big African companies that we've seen. But they can get in as the mobile market is expanding in Africa. And they can kind of get in at the ground and say, hey, these phones that are getting out are going to have Saytec technology. Okay. I know MTN Mobile money is something that a lot of people in Africa used to send money. Okay, we don't have it in the U.S., but Saytec is going to be used to secure that. Okay, so it's just these partnerships have just so much potential, tons of potential. We can see the utility here, and the hardest thing is to tell when we'll see that revenue really start to take hold in Biofi and see it go up, but for now, you know, I'm not super interested in the short-term price of Biofi. I'm looking at it as a long-term investment. And anytime you change people's lives, revenue will come. It kind of reminds me of like Facebook when they first were starting, or Instagram, or WhatsApp, or any of these products. When they started, they didn't make any revenue. Instagram, when Facebook bought Instagram, Instagram had zero revenue. Okay, but they just knew, hey, they're doing something big. They're affecting a lot of people. Revenue will come from that. And that's how I feel about Finnovant as well. So then if you are wanting to buy Biofi, the token, you can get it on Trader Joe's, the easiest. If you already have some AVAX tokens, then you can just hop on Trader Joe. This is the contract address that you're going to trade for. So you can trade AVAX or whatever you happen to have. Trader Joe is a little slow. Not the best exchange in the world, but you can buy there. You can also get it on MEXC. So this is up and coming exchange that I've been using to make my Biofi purchases. But you can buy on here. You have to create an account, but you can use USDT or whatever you have, and you can buy on there. I did want to show you too. Once you have it purchased, you can go back to the homepage. They do have these NFTs too. This is for the metaverse. That Biofi is putting together. So, I mean, they're doing all sorts of stuff in these partnerships in Africa. They're also building a metaverse where I think they want to do a lot of education on things like that. I'm going to have Brian on just to talk about Finnovant's metaverse vision at some point. But you can do that. But you can also stake your Biofi to get rewards. So you just go in here. Again, MetaMask Wallet Connect or Fortmatic. Connect your wallet. You can see I have about 5 million Biofi right now, but you log in here. You do have to do an email address here. So it's a little bit different than, you know, a lot of dApps. Then you have to sign it. So again, that doesn't cost anything, but it's just clicking a few buttons. Okay, then it verifies your wallet. Then these are the different staking options. So again, this is the one that I'm going to do is I'm going to set up this 3 million Biofi one. So it's 20% Biofi rewards or 25% with full utility usage. So what that means is if you use Unisafe, you use the Doge Run, I get first access to the Node Fund. If you use those, that gives you more because those cost money usually. So it's 20% rewards otherwise. I'm going to do next. So then I'll go put my 4863159 and I'll start the reward process. Oh yeah, I've read them before. So it takes a little while. Yay. So I'm all staked there. So that's kind of a TLDR, what the AMA is all about. If you want to know more about it and hear about the partnership, meet some cool people from South Africa, from the Providence team, I do encourage you to watch the AMA, and I kind of put the chapters to show you what we kind of talked about if you want to skip around a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate all your support. And here's my AMA with the Providence Solutions and Finnovant. This is James Pelton, and I am here with some familiar faces and some new faces. So you can see Brian, Chris, and Steven from the Finnovant team, and excited to have them and talk more about one of their partnerships. And then we have Peter and Tianette, who are new to the channel. So welcome. You're the special guests. Brian, Chris, and Steven, it's almost like they're part of the channel now. They've been here so many times. But can we start, Peter and Tianette? Do you guys want to start by just introducing yourself and a little bit of your background?
My name is Peter, and the surname is Nkaising, as you can see there. And I'm going to shock you guys. Believe it or not, I'm 64 years old. So I've been around. Yes, I am 64 years old. I have a number of qualifications, and the qualifications that I have mainly are from the legal fraternity. I've got two junior degree and two senior degrees in law, and I happened to do work for and to consult for an IT-based company. And I've been doing that for the past 20 years. And then I joined up with Providence, and I'm now part of the team. And the Providence that was established in 2005 that embraces all skills in relation to the ICT field. I have now become part of the family. And I'm looking forward to interacting with you and to looking at the opportunities that we may leverage from each other going forward. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Peter,
you,
that's awesome. I think you you may win the award for the oldest person I've had on my channel before. So, congratulations. I don't know what the prize is, but I'll think of something.
Yeah, so I'm Tianette van Staden, and I've joined Providence as a marketing and sales person or in the team. And I did my BCom in marketing specifically, and then later on did some other courses, so graphic design. So I'm more of the creative than the technical. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Welcome. It's super good to have you guys. So you are part of Providence Software Solutions. Could you kind of explain what it is that you guys do?
We have been in existence since 2005. Have, in fact, as our primary objective to provide innovative and efficient services to the marketplace. We do service the private sector, in particular the private corporates, and the public sector. The public sector that we service includes the government departments, the provincial departments in Southern Africa, and we also do work for the SOEs. We also do some consulting for some of the Southern African states. We have a presence in countries like Lesotho, and we have also rendered assistance to Zimbabwe in particular. We have also done a lot of solutions that relate to education. We do have a corporate social responsibility where we take graduate interns and we take them through training, we pay them stipends, and they then get the experiential training, and they then get certificated thereafter. We in South Africa subscribe to what we refer to as broad-based economic empowerment, and effectively this deals with the empowerment of groups that were previously disadvantaged, like your women, like people with disabilities, and the traditional blacks. We, in terms of software development, have got a team of developers that provides clients with desktop software development. We do web developments, mobile apps, and as well as enterprise intranet and internet. And then in terms of digitization, we do a whole host of issues. The digitization, in fact, covers what we do with the education now, because our education department has now adopted a paperless classroom policy, and we assist with that. And corporate South Africa has also now embraced that. And then we assist with the entire digitization process. That would also include fraud prevention measures. This will also cover identity document scanning, fingerprint scanning, and biometric verification. We also do voice recognitions, and we are linked to our local Department of Home Affairs. And We then also do assist clients with development of their CRM policies, their CRM processes, because customer experience management is important. We assist with asset intelligence, and asset intelligence covers a number of aspects, obviously, like your asset registers and the entire process, the entire value chain of the process. We do facilities and property management, and we do compliance. And the compliance that we do covers your ISO, because we are, as you could have noted from our website, we are ISO accredited. We're ITIL accredited, and we have a number of other accreditations, and we do that in line also with POPIA. POPIA is the legislation that we have in Southern Africa that covers data security for all the data that is being utilized, how it should be secured, and so on. This process in South Africa started last year in July. And in fact, today an enforcement committee was appointed, and we assist clients with the entire process, the auditing process, the development of the policy, the training of staff, the appointment of the officers, and the entire compliance thereof. We also do a lot of work on reporting and data analytics and monitoring services, where in fact there's got to be some monitoring and so on. Business process management is also what we do, and we also do some work in recruitment of the IT staff, specifically covering the IT spectrum, where we assist clients with identification of candidates that may be suitable for all these tech positions, in line with what the education sector is doing now. We also do content management solutions, and we cover issues like your SharePoint and so on. And those are the solutions that we do. In terms of warehousing, we have rendered services in terms thereof, where we do the full digitization process of the entire warehouse, where we introduce a robot to scan everything and run the entire value chain thereof. We do also software quality assurance, and I've made reference to other elements like your web development, mobile application development, and so on. So in a nutshell, these are the services that we render. We are based in Johannesburg. We do have a presence all over South Africa, and we do have a strong client base.
So that's all you do. That's barely anything. Maybe a better question would be, what do you not do? Let's try that. What do you guys not do? It's hard for me to stay focused because I'd love to just hear everything that you're doing, but let's focus specifically on what you and Biofi are doing together, and how you're utilizing Biofi's technology. So can you talk through what Biofi technology are you taking advantage of? And again, focusing specifically on, and how does this help people in their everyday life in South Africa or your client base?
Yeah, so we partnered up with Biofi, I'm not sure, maybe 2 months ago or so. And we are going to make use of you must correct me with the right technical words here, but we're going to make use of the verification. So what they do, the facial recognition and the biometrics and those types of things. So we specifically have a client that we are busy with, and then we want to utilize that technology for this client, and then they are a massive telecommunication, telecommunication company in South Africa. So they are one of the biggest ones, and they will then use this for their clients as well. So they're going to reach thousands and thousands of people. And then the other place where we want to bring this in is for our e-learning solution, where we did create like a whole portal for them. So that would be, so the students can log in, and then you're sure, okay, it's the right student that logs in, and just verify those types of things.
Yes, if I may add, we developed a learning management system for the National Department of Basic Education last year, and that was rolled out nationally to all 9 provinces. It was effectively covering at the time 22,000 students, and it was for those that had not performed well in their matric exams in the previous year. And that was adopted by the national department. And now everybody has expressed an interest in developing an LMS. And we hope to also introduce this to that so that the face identification and all those identification measures that are supported by the applications would be made applicable to that. There are a few other tenders that have been issued that relate to that, and the intention then, therefore, is to have that also implemented in that regard.
Okay, so just to verify, we're talking about the Saytec technology. Is that right on the
Yes,
side of
yes,
Saytec? Okay.
yes, correct. Yes.
All right, very cool. So you're using two things. First off, you're using Saytec for your LMS system as kind of just a way to identify people as they log in. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Certainly.
Very cool. Yeah, because I was thinking about this yesterday. I would love for passwords to just go away. Eventually,
Yes.
get to the point where people just come to their computer and then they're logged in automatically using Saytec or using biometric information. I think that's a beautiful dream of never typing in a password again anywhere, ever, because that's a nightmare. That's been a really terrible thing. So that's the first way that you're using Saytec, and then also you have a lot of clients. And you're using Saytec in particular for one of those clients, kind of the same way as like a verification process. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. Yes. I see Prabhakar is with us here. I think, yes, Prabhakar is with us, and he's a man who's much more tech savvy. And it would be nice for him to even make a further elaboration on what Janet and myself have said. Prabhakar?
Hi, guys.
He is actually our president. He's our CEO, he's our president. And then it would be nice to hear from him.
Okay, yeah, the big shot. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, do you want to introduce yourself and just talk a little bit about your background and how you ended up where you're at?
Yeah, my name is Prabhakar. I'm the director for Providence Software. Background, I have master's degree in IT. I have master's degree in psychology. But we have offices in UAE, South Africa, India as well. So we in South Africa we have about 51 employees. So we were an SME, small medium enterprise. In Dubai we have about 7 employees. In India we have about 50 odd employees. So that's our offshore division. So we primarily focus on application development, managed services for large medium organizations within the continent. And we also have another leg, which is professional consultancy, where we assist them in implementation of security standards. Some of the casinos are our clients, where we make sure the security is proper. We audit. So we have an audit leg that does the security auditing, forensic testing, ethical hacking, and so forth. That's the different leg we have apart from the traditional software development house. Those are the two we've been doing. We are in the industry for 16 years.
Okay, so we talked about you're going to be using it for the LMS, and then you're using it for one of your customers. Can you say what your customer that you're rolling Saytec out to, what they're using it for? Is it kind of the same thing, just identification in their platform?
So we have some telecommunication clients such as your mobile telephone networks. We call them MTN. They have branches or representation in 14 countries in Africa. They are the largest network provider in Africa. So we managed to do a demonstration of the product. So that's one of the key clients where we're trying to introduce it to them. So that project is only starting in Q4 this year. Pertaining to the identity, they also have they also introduced this mobile money concept where the market is good on telecommunication, even though you can say it's a poor countries, but then everyone, even if they don't have t-shirts, they're standing in queue to buy airtime. So telecommunications is important, So now we are trying to reach that market and implement latest technologies through Saytec on identity, biometric verification, digital wallets. So we are responsible for auditing the digital wallet platform in MTN. So we told them about the Saytec product. So we are doing a implementation for their internal use, so they can see the product utilization. If they're happy, then it's going to be a big bang approach for larger scale.
Okay, very cool. Do you, if everything goes according to plan with that, do you know about how many people this will extend to?
So this is we are primarily working on the project for MTN Group, and then MTN Group and MTN South Africa. And MTN South Africa got about 5 to 7 million user base, but in the 14 countries, you're looking at 5 million times 14. So it's about 90 million. But that's a wild dream. Not every country will agree to our product. I'm sure there are competing products from other brands who are also trying to penetrate inside. But that's the market available. Why I'm saying is it's not yet implemented, so it's open.
Yeah.
And we are the first to enter inside. Unless we mess it up, we have great chance to get secured.
Yes. Okay. Very cool. That's very exciting. I see why Brian wanted to bring this on and talk about this partnership, because that's very exciting.
Yeah, and also we have the casino resorts and hotels and casino resorts. So Sun International is one of our key clients. So I'm trying to arrange a session for Mr. Stephen with the CIO, so that he can also take them through. They are the biggest tourism casino company hotel in Africa. It's a Jewish-owned resorts, which started small, and then now they're dominating. The revenue is close to $2 billion a month.
$2 billion a month. So they've almost caught up with my YouTube
revenue. Which means Africa is not poor.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Very cool. And that was actually going to be my next question was, do you plan on, Peter was talking about all the different areas that you guys are in. Are you planning on bringing Saytec to more of those areas and more of those customers as time goes on?
Yeah, Peter is the vice president for sales on public sector, and we did a demonstration to the government of South Africa on learning management since COVID started, where schools were stopped abruptly. We did a pilot POC for a learning management system for the public sector schools who can't afford to have their own Microsoft Teams. So we built an open source stack product for them, and we ran a demonstration for 90 days last year. So now we want to check if they have appetite, so we can do an implementation. So when I spoke to Peter about it, he says he would like to include the identity verification module if Saytec can give it at a greater discounted rate, because it's going to the public schools where people can't afford anything. So we have to give them at a discounted price if possible. Then yes, then the sale is on.
Okay, very cool. That is very exciting. Then a couple questions for the Finnovant team, as and how the Finnovant plays into this. Do you guys find that Saytec is kind of the main technology that your partners have been interested in? It seems like the different partners you brought in, the Saytec is kind of the main focus. Is that kind of what you guys have found as well?
Well, I'll jump in on that and say there's two things that I would add to that. And yes, I think that the technology is initially the what gets people's attention, because they see the implications or the applications, both to make logon more secure and easier, and to squeeze fraud out of the system, right? That's I think that's a couple of the initial things. The other piece is the education piece that everyone has talked about a little bit, and that's where Biofi comes in. We have a real focus on building out our metaverse and building out what Biofi does as a utility token in delivering learning and education and opportunity, both financial as well as educational, around the world. So I think it's a really good fit from those two perspectives. Stephen, go ahead. Sorry to jump on you there.
No, that's absolutely fine. I know that, the huge thing here is that, security is a key here for any kind of transaction, for any type of, identity. By actually having the likes of Saytec implemented into solutions, it's giving an extra layer. We're also bringing real utility usage to the people of Africa, whether that's on transactions through their mobile money, as we spoke before. Don't forget, a lot of people in the African continent cannot get bank accounts. What they do is, they transact on their mobile phones using the mobile money. They get their salaries paid in there. They'll go and buy their fuel, or they do their weekly grocery shopping on this. So, by us adding an extra layer onto this, by using biometrics, is absolutely wonderful. By using by bringing the biometrics into real life applications such as education, such as telecommunications, such as the payment side of financial services, whether that's documents or whatever, it just secures everything a lot more. And it brings a hell of a lot more credibility to a product. And again, like you're saying, it also takes out that PIN number password that we all know is very it can be broken. SMS can be broken, but we know our biometrics can't be broken, because that's built on a blockchain. That's got a real usage. That's constantly evolving. That's constantly changing, and that technology is just fantastic. So it's brilliant to have a partner such as Providence that can do this, because these guys design and implement their own products throughout the regions, whether that's in South Africa, in the Middle East, or whether that's in India. And by being able to deal with these guys at a direct, engineering level, it's been brilliant. We've done some implementations with these guys over the last 3-4 weeks, and it's been absolute joy, because you've got real engineers dealing with real engineers, and we're implementing and rolling out real life solutions. And I think that's what's really, really cool about this partnership. All I can say is go to their website, have a look at who their client base is, who they deal with, the who's who of technology globally. Absolutely brilliant partner for us to have, been able to help us to roll out and obviously take on, one of the largest countries in the world, being South Africa, with massive use cases.
Yeah, that's awesome. One of the things that makes me so excited about this is because in history, every time we've made things more secure, we've made it harder to use. So like you have passwords, that makes it, but it's harder to get in now. Now you have to type in your password twice, makes it harder to get in. Now we have two-factor authentication, it makes it harder to get in.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that I've seen technology that is more secure and makes it easier. And so that's really exciting to have both of those together. I've not seen anything that does that up until this. Do you think I'm off base do you see a world where something like this biometrics just replace passwords altogether and we don't have to deal with passwords anymore? Is that something that you guys see on the roadmap someday?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, James, that is a fantastic point. And I just want to thank Prabhaka and the Providence team. Going back to what Stefan was talking about, the technology and the business side of their organization is just incredible. And they're focused on delivering amazing utility to their customers in South Africa and the Middle East and India. And it's an incredible focus. And it's an amazing set of technologies that we've worked on together here to build out their platform and make this available. And not only does it benefit the biometric financial ecosystem, but it helps every person in each country and territory around the world. And that vision of helping people is so important. And I would further go on to say that, James, I just want to thank you clearly for the opportunity here to introduce Providence. We look forward to other AMAs with them and interviews, and also to your community and the Biofi community, as is our tradition, to thank everybody for all their support and interaction in the communities and during these events. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. You do a great job of thanking people. So I need to learn from you in that, because you always start by thanking people. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. So thank you for doing that. Finnovant team, could you talk to just something I was thinking about? It seems like a lot of these partnerships have been Africa focused. Do you want to talk about why you think that is? Why have you found such a partnership hub in Africa, and why do you think that is?
I suppose I'll answer that one. Why Africa? Look, there's opportunity. There is, pre-existing relationships there. Myself and Prabhakar go back 12, 13, 14 years. We have delivered many projects together over the years. When I told him about the Finnovant project, he jumped on it. He wanted to be involved. He wanted to get involved, and already had projects lined up for us. So we knew this was always going to be a win-win. Companies like Providence don't come along very often out there, especially in the more developed countries, but they don't come along very often. Very easy to deal with, have real life customers, have real life requirements, and really do think about stuff within here. We have had a separate AMA with Maxwell from Tel Solutions up in Ghana recently. These guys are have real life requirements. The rest of the world will eventually catch up to this. Every time you get an SMS from your bank, that is not encrypted. That's not protected. How many people do you hear about getting fraud on SMSs, on emails, on crank calls and all this? The guys here in Providence and Tel Solutions, these guys are actually addressing them issues by cutting out that, potential fraud. These guys are looking at really, really, really secure environments, having the biometrics involved, like implementing Saytec. We've already gone through an implementation with Providence, so we know it's working. We have the use case, we have the clients lined up, we have everything from there. So it's really, really, really cool. So to answer your question very quickly, it's a hell of a lot of relationship. It's a lot of work, but it's also because these guys have a vision and they want to be part of the ecosystem.
Very cool. Yeah, and maybe someone from the Providence team can touch on this, but it seems to me that like in the US, we're kind of already set in how we do things. Like the banks are already set. We're doing it this way, and so it's harder to get into that and change. These big corporations that have been doing it the same way for the last 20 years, or maybe 50 years. Whereas in Africa, we have more emerging technology, and so you can kind of get in on the ground on some of these things. Is that kind of what you guys are seeing? Am I going in the right direction with that?
There's Prabhakar now. Yes, definitely. I think South Africa is very up and coming with technology. We are far more behind than America, but we are definitely, slowly getting there. And we want to be part of the journey.
Hey, very cool. Yeah, and it's kind of like when you get into cryptocurrency early, there's more of an advantage. If you get into a cryptocurrency at a $1 million market cap, 1 million to 100 million is 100x. Whereas, 1 billion to 2 billion is only 2x. So there's more advantage to getting into something emerging than into a bigger market that's already set. So yeah, I think that's a great point and great answer. One big question, Brian, I'm always pushing on this end, and we're always looking for numbers. I'm a spreadsheet guy, so I'm always looking for what can I plug into a spreadsheet. But can you, the Finnovant team, can you talk about how this partnership, whether it be the LMS Saytec that they're working with the South African government, or the MTN partnership that they're doing, can you talk about what this translates to for Biofi holders? And should Biofi holders be looking 3 years out to see when Lambo is the question that I always get in my DMs? But do you want to talk about how this affects Biofi holders in particular?
Yeah, I'll jump in first, and then I'll turn it over to Stefan. James, we're always very careful not to give exact numbers and this kind of thing, because that kind of gets in the secret sauce of everything going on. But I would tell you that working through on the technology side, it's been an incredible pleasure getting these technology teams together and working through the integration. It turns out that Providence has an incredible team, just an amazing team, and they're smart and they're energetic and they're focused. and they have an incredible market. There's millions upon millions of people across Africa and the Middle East and India, and they have access to all of these people through their relationships, through their business contacts. So we're talking about millions of dollars of revenue over the years. And the technology that will be implemented is going to help so many people. So with that, I'll turn it over to Stefan to kind of talk a little bit more. But on the Biofi side, the community is built up on this type of a provider. When Providence comes in, not only do they reach all these people and provide the utility, but they have the ability for everyone to use other products that are in the ecosystem. So as you know, we have the password manager, the Uni SafeBox. We have the cryptic wallet, the cryptocurrency wallet, and we have the metaverse. So in terms of immersive learning and training and certification, if Providence is working with a bank, they could have an offer inside the metaverse for them to come in and open up an account. And that immersive experience is another way for people to interact with the ecosystem and a way for Providence to build their customer base as an acquisition strategy. So there's all kinds of ways to work together here. The biometrics is just really the tip of the iceberg. So with that, I would turn it over to Stefan to talk a little bit more about the numbers.
Great.
If you want, my whole audience can sign an NDA.
Yeah. This is the painful part. Well, it's not really. Look, I mean,
NDA.
The most amazing part about this partnership is we're not focused on one country. We're talking about 3 continents that we're looking at. Okay, you're looking at India having the 2nd largest population in the world. You're looking at the Middle East, which is, you know, an absolute mecca for technology, and of course all of Africa. It's, you know, these guys here are based in Johannesburg, but they have reach and spread throughout Africa. You know, we're not just looking at having, you know, one location from here. So, you know, in terms of numbers and where do we go, look, the world is open there for us, and Prabhaka has all the contacts that we need to drive this business on. Look, we want to be growing with their business. And that is the key bit. And we want to be bringing, improving their products and helping them bring newer solutions to other clients, and also having, you know, bringing some of our clients to them as well, you know, which would be awesome. Like, you know, as this ecosystem, you know, obviously grows, more users come in, but equally as we grow, we'll also be bringing, you know, other people from the various countries around in there. So in terms of numbers, the world is there for us. You know, we're looking at 3 continents that Prabhaka and his team are, you know, are intensively working in. So hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah, so it's hard to give exact numbers because there's just so much potential, and it's hard to know. It could go, you know, trillions potentially, and so it's hard to.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at how many people use, you know, for argument's sake, mobile money in one particular country on a daily basis, you know, you could look at somebody, you know, on average doing 5 to 10 transactions per day by using their mobile phone. Securing that now with an extra layer of Saytec would be just absolutely amazing. You know, it doesn't take any extra. Getting rid of PIN numbers and passwords for many millions of people out there would be absolutely brilliant. Bringing in our Uni SafeBox so you can actually manage passwords and stuff would be brilliant. Bringing our cryptic wallet out there, allowing people to buy into Biofi and getting onto the cyber currency side of things, you know, would be absolutely awesome for us. You know, so this is not just, you know, a one-trick pony. You know, this is us with all our products. Massive markets for us to attack together, but more importantly, having a super team such as Providence, guys that know what they're doing, guys that have proper clients out there. You know, they're working with some of the biggest brands that are out there on the planet. You know, if you go onto their website, you'll see our brand on there. Likewise, when you go onto our website, you see their branding on there as well. So this is a good relationship that is going to deliver many, many, many big projects.
And I like your philosophy. If you just go out and try to make people's lives better, the revenue comes in. Like, that's almost can just be an after. Just go change people's lives, and the money comes in. Like it'll find a way to get to you if you're out benefiting people's lives.
Exactly.
And I think we have a problem in cryptocurrency where we're so short focused. Like people every day, hey, how come the Biofi price fell yesterday? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not looking at one day. I'm looking at, 5 years, 10 years. Do you want to maybe what time horizon, maybe this would be helpful for Biofi holders. What time horizon are you looking at for when maybe you'll start to see some fruits from partnerships like this, where Biofi holders are like, oh man, that partnership is really, we're starting to see some of the fruit of that. What kind of time horizon do you feel like people should be looking at?
I would just say it's immediate. We're starting to generate revenue now. We've had a few of the providers come in that we've had the greatest opportunity to talk with them here with you, James, and start to implement the biometrics through their services, whether it's apps or on websites. And that revenue is already starting to come in. And I agree with you. I am not looking at the price. I never look at the price. We've got so much work to do. Every single day, we are busy from the morning until the night. From 5 o'clock in the morning until midnight. Every day we got stuff going on. We talk to people in multiple countries. We have team members all over the world. You see Stefan here from Ireland. We have Providence in South Africa. We have people all over the place. And so we're working diligently, working hard around the clock, bringing that utility to the ecosystem and rolling out this utility around the globe to every person in each country and territory around the world. And it's all of that effort, just like what you say, providing that utility that will help this ecosystem. And that revenue is already flowing in, and it will continue to flow in and build. And we're looking really forward, greatly forward, to all the work that we'll do with Providence, with their entire customer base. And that will translate into millions of dollars of revenue for them and for the ecosystem.
And then just to verify again for Biofi holders, the revenue that comes in from these partnerships, a portion of that's going to be used to buy back the Biofi token off market. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So the beautiful part about this is that the ecosystem is self-governing, so that when Biofi is purchased off the market, it's used to run the operations. So the operations is totally self-sufficient. It's self-governing, and it can run by itself. So all the operational expenses at AWS or whatever features involved, technology is involved in providing the services to the ecosystem, those are automatically paid for through the ecosystem. And Biofi is the glue that's holding this all together. So from a token perspective and the tokenomics, this is an amazing tokenomics story for your community and for all the communities, because it's self-governing and the money that comes in goes right to the heart of the ecosystem. And James, 48% of those tokens are going back as rewards to people who own Biofi.
So as we finish up here, this has been super helpful. I feel like I know really well what Providence is doing, and I feel like I understand really well how Saytec's fitting into that, and huge partnership opportunities going forward. As we close up, is there any kind of final things that either the Finnovant team or the Providence team that you kind of want to share with the audience as we finish up here?
I would say just, from my perspective and working with Prabhaka and his team, we're just so impressed with you guys and all the work that Stefan's done to help bring us together and build this incredible and amazing set of products. We're so excited to be here with you guys and appreciate all that you do and look forward to an incredible multiple decade experience together on all the continents that you're working. We really look forward to that.
Thank you, Mr. Brian. Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you for giving us space.
Yeah, no, it's I love partnerships because so I'm partnered with Finnovant and Biofi, and so their success is my success. Then they partner with you, and now your success becomes my success. And so I love these partnerships where you guys are really working, and all the cool things that you're able to do, impact me, and it's really cool. I love partnerships. So I appreciate all you guys coming on and talking through this. I have a feeling that, well, I know the Finnovant team will be back, but I have a feeling that I'll see the Providence team again as we start to roll out more things. I feel like I'll probably be talking with you all again. So it's really nice to meet you guys, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
So
Many
much.
thanks.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that AMA. If you're still watching, please hit hashtag watch the whole video. Again, that's impressive to make it through that full 45 minutes. So appreciate you watching that. Please do hit like, hit subscribe on your way out. I hope you're as excited about Finnovant and about Biofi as I am. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know down in the comments below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. But yeah, I hope all of you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.